Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel, well, it's Sunday, the weekend is still alive and kicking, and we're heading into my favourite season of the year, which is autumn time. I was going to say it would be my favourite Everton season if we won the league as well. That would be my favourite season as well. Oh, that was a terrible joke, lol. But yeah, guys, I was originally going to do a physical media update video, but there's a couple of items I'm currently waiting on in the post. Also, I've just bought my first free LPs of the year, which is beyond belief in it, guys. I've just bought my first batch of records in the entirety of the year. Woof, wow, can't believe it. Cannot believe it indeed. But so I will be including those in my physical media update, and I will be I'm just waiting for those to come in the post as well. But yeah, guys, I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well and hope everyone is having a great start to the month of September. So I just thought I would do something a little bit different, still talk movies as well. And yeah, this is going to be about 5 discoveries I had of what I consider to be 5 great movies. Of course, that is all subjective, of course, guys, because we all like different things. Everyone's going to have different opinions, and that is the beauty of film as well. But these are 5 films I just remember having great memories with, and I thought I would make a video about it. So grab yourself a cuppa, guys, and let's get on with the show, eh? It's still the weekend, alive and kicking. Let's get on with it, eh? Let's talk some films. Bring it on, eh? Right, guys, the first film I wanted to talk about here today on the channel, well, I said this wasn't the first or the last time I would be talking about this film. And of course, I will be talking about this film down the road again, no doubt. But of course, it's Kes. Yeah, I mean, if you know me by now, guys, you know how much I absolutely love this movie and just hold such good, like memory about it as well. Now, so Kes, now, I first came about this film, I remember when I was on holiday, and this was about when I was 10 years old, and I was in Bournemouth visiting like some of my dad's relatives at the time as well, and some of my dad's friends. And I just remembered being in HMV like that holiday, and I just saw the cover of Billy Casper, and obviously, you know, with the hands gesture on the cover as well. And I was like, wow, yeah, I've never heard of this film. And my dad said, yeah, that is a film that I'll remember watching when I was younger, and wow, it's got one of the most bleak endings ever out there. And I was so curious for the longest time to check out what this film is about. And my mum even said, my mum studied this film at school as well. And I think it was the year 2009 when I was properly getting into film, like actually discovering a wide variety of genres as well. And I was really getting into, obviously, drama, the genre of drama at that point, and like a lot of kind of movies as well. So this was kind of the year when I remembered when I went to, I think it was CX in Bradford, I think it was, somewhere like that. And I remember, I think I bought Kes on DVD, and I just remember it was like I think it was even a bank holiday weekend when it was the school holidays. This was my last year of primary school as well, and I remember putting the disc in the player, and I was like, this is nothing else like I've ever seen before. And from that moment, this became my most watched film of all time. I can't tell you guys how many times I watched that film that year alone, but ever since, like, discovering that film. And it's a film I watch every year without fail. And you know, like, as I say, growing up in Yorkshire myself, this really holds a special place in my heart. Everything about this film I just absolutely just love and adore. I just think it's absolutely fantastic. It's very nitty gritty when it wants to be as well, this film, and when something drastic can happen, it will go there. But there's, you know, the film about like brotherhood and just about like this society, and the film like that takes place set in 1960s Barnsley as well, and the friendship between Billy Casper and this Kestrel. It's just an absolutely amazing film, and my favourite Ken Loach film as well. And yeah, I just remember watching this countless times at home on like DVD and that. I just remember being in my bedroom and I'd watch this film. I think me, my mum and brother, we would watch it like one evening as well. And I remember again, I think I watched it like one Sunday morning, and my dad saw me watching this on the telly as well, and my mum did, and yeah, it was just, yeah, I just can't praise this film enough, guys. I absolutely love and adore every single minute of this film. So that is Kes. Then a bit more of like kind of further on now, and a bit more of a modern movie, this one, and that is one of the most underrated films ever. I forgot to like kind of spotlight this when I did my underrated movies video. And it's a film that actually does get a little bit of a mixed reception, this one, guys. But I just absolutely love this film. I really do connect with this film, and I think just, it is just like, again, I remembered when I watched this like chat show, like I think it was on BBC One. It was like a panel where like there was obviously film critics, and they would discuss like their thoughts on like the latest releases. It was like a BBC One like talk show. That episode of that, you know, each episode of that TV show ended. It would end with the end credits, but also show a trailer of an upcoming film. I wanted to get an idea of the new releases from like these film critics, and of course, I mean, it didn't stop me checking out a certain new release either way, guys, because sometimes I think it's best to go and make your own mind up on like a new release and that. But it was interesting to hear their opinions. But I remembered at the end of that particular episode, the end credits came and they showed the trailer for this film, The Place Beyond the Pines. Now, I remembered it was saying it was coming out like April 2013. Now, ever since watching that trailer, I was like, I want to see this movie. I want to see what this film is about here. And I remembered it was the first weekend of May, bank holiday weekend possibly, in 2013. Me and my dad, that Friday evening, the weekend was here, and we went to, because there was like a limited set of screenings for this film. I remember my dad's taking me to see this at the National Media Museum in Bradford. There's like this picture house cinema part of the National Media Museum, and I went to see this this film, The Place Beyond the Pines, and from minute one to the very last seconds of this film, I was hooked from start to finish. I was engaged. I just could not take my eyes off the screen, and I was so blown away by this film. I just couldn't stop thinking about this film for weeks on end after watching this. I remember telling people in my school year, like, wow, I just went to see this film with my dad, and my dad absolutely loved it as well. And yeah, just again the landscape shots of this where you see Ryan Gosling on the motorcycle, and you see from Ryan Gosling's perspective and Bradley Cooper's perspective. It's kind of like a film of two halves, and you kind of learn why. But again, I just think it's got such a dark feel about it. It's got a real nature feel about it as well. And you know, like a film that I think this film is set in the 90s, I think, as well. And it's yeah, like again, it's it's got a lot of late night sort of shots in this film as well, and a lot of zany techniques in this film. But it is an absolutely marvelous movie, guys. Again, such a great cast as well. There's so much suspense to this one. The pacing is through the roof. It is utterly superb. Where you see this bank robbery, you learn about the effect it has on Ryan Gosling, or his co-associate in this film, and how far is he gonna go with this. It is just an utterly sublime movie in my opinion. But yeah, I just remember being obsessed with this film for I remember just listening to the score. I remember when me and my friend in the school, I would send this link to this piece of score, and then I remembered owning the DVD day one on new release day, and my dad was like, "Sam, look what I've just kindly got for you." I was like, whoa, get in, Place Beyond the Pines on DVD. And yeah, I remember that very evening, me and my dad, we sat down and watched Place Beyond the Pines a second time around on DVD as well. So again, guys, this film, it gets a little bit of has a little bit of a love or hate relationship. It's a film that I personally just absolutely love, though. I think it's absolutely fantastic in my opinion. So yeah, and that director, Derek Cheyenne France, yeah, I can't. I've probably butchered his name there. Massive apologies. He's got a new film coming out later in the year. I think it's Roofman with Channing Tatum, but also he did the film Blue Valentine. Sorry, which is another wonderful film indeed. So that is The Place Beyond the Pines there. Okay, and the next one is a film that, obviously, to no surprise of how much I absolutely loved the film. Obviously, from my first ever video, I had the poster in the background of me in the other room there, and that is Taxi Driver. Now, yeah, I remember now when I was really getting into film in the year 2009. I had a book called 1001 Movies You Must Check Out Before You Die. I think I've still got that 2009 edition of that book, but I can't be bothered to get it out because it's too heavy. That's what she said. But anyways, yeah, and I remembered I first came across the film Taxi Driver. Now, this as well was when I was really getting into an actor's work as well. I think I would be checking out a lot of Adam Sandler's work, a lot of Jim Carrey's work, and then Robert De Niro. I wanted to kind of explore as much Robert De Niro's films, and this was one of his most iconic roles, was Travis Bickle, and yeah, Taxi Driver. I just remember looking through the pages, I saw this still of obviously, iconic scene with Jodie Foster and Robert De Niro in the taxi cab. I remember seeing that image as well, and yeah, I just remembered as well, again, I remember just reading a bit about that film in that book as well, and then also I remembered as well earlier that following year, my brother, he watched it for the first time, like it was about early 2010. We had it on DVD in our household, yeah, like he watched it and he reported back and he said, wow, what an absolutely, yeah, incredible film that was. And he said he absolutely loved it. And yeah, I was waiting for the right time to finally sit down and watch this movie. It was long on my radar. And then I think it was about, fast forward 5 years, it was about January 2015 when it was my first year of college. The film that I watched that very evening, it was about like a rainy day sort of evening. It was like late January 2015, and I remembered watching Taxi Driver for the first time, and again, guys, I just remembered being glued to the screen from that opening scene with the wonderful like sort of music piece from Bernard Herrmann, who's now become one of my favourite film composers. And yeah, it was just the way the film opened, and then you see the whole like sort of scenes where the taxi is just swaying along the streets of New York as well, and Robert De Niro just pours his heart and soul into the role of Travis Bickle. But yeah, kind of like a film of two halves where you focus on the diary of this taxi driver who was a former veteran, and also just like him like standing for like his own like beliefs. He's not happy the way society is at present in the movie. So yeah, and I've watched it, like I say, a few times ever since. Many times ever since. It's become one of my favourite films of all time. I remember like it was my second year of college, and I was like, Ross, like one of my good friends, Ross, I was like, have you seen Taxi Driver? You need to check this film out, mate. It's absolutely incredible. And yeah, I remember like recommending it to Ross, and he said, yeah, I can see why you absolutely love this film. It is incredible. And yeah, watched it many times since. Like went to Tyneside Cinema to see it a couple of years ago as well. And yeah, a film that really you know, like deals with like some dark themes in this film as well, but just again, known it for the longest time, and it took me a few years to finally sit down and watch it. So yeah, just again, and I actually think I also watched it as well on my birthday. I did like I think a triple bill of this, Back to the Future, and Midnight in Paris on my 23rd birthday as well. So that's nearly 4 years ago now. So that is a Taxi Driver. Then the second to last one, and again, similar thing, same year, 2009, when I was really getting into like kind of a wide range of films. And again, Jack Nicholson was another actor who I wanted to explore more of his work. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I just remembered, someone was talking about this film again. It was about the year 2008. Someone just again out of the blue just mentioned this film to me, and then I also remembered when I went to Halifax Central Library, and that was the first time I actually saw the like the front cover of the DVD of Jack Nicholson with his hat on the front cover of the film. And yeah, I just remembered, I remembered as well, like I've just seen that cover as well. And then also I asked my mum and dad about this film, and my mum and dad said they have watched it and they think it's absolutely incredible. I believe my dad went to the cinema to see this when it originally came out, and he said, yeah, it swept at the Oscars, and Jack Nicholson puts in such an amazing, stellar performance in this film, as do all of the other actors. And yeah, I just remembered I kind of like was very curious to check this film out for the longest time. I was very young at the time, to like watch this film at that time. And then yeah, I was just asking like my mom and dad like kind of more about this film. I was so curious. And then I remembered, I think my dad had it on VHS as well, and then yeah, so we had it on like VHS, and then I think also we had it on like DVD as well in our household. And then I think it was about it was about 2013, the year 2013, when I finally sat down and watched this film for the first time. And I just remembered again, like it was one of these films where like before that moment I couldn't stop watching, like say the trailer. This film just looked so impressive. And yeah, I remember finally watching this film for the first time one evening and just being absolutely in love with it. And again, straight away became one of my favourite films of all time. I think me and my dad watched it one evening as well. I think it was about 2015 time, and then this was kind of I think this was probably the same day when we had a trip out to Manchester, and we came back and we watched this film and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest like that very evening as well. But absolutely just sublime in every single way. I mean, the powerhouse performances from Jack Nicholson and the actress who plays Nurse Ratched, and you've got obviously a young Danny DeVito, young Chris Lloyd in this film as well, and it's just absolutely brilliant. And you know, like a film that deals with like mental health, and a film that you know has has some pretty it has some like dark themes in there as well, this film does. And yeah, it's just all down to the powerhouse acting in this film. It's just, yeah, just some of the best acting ever put to screen there. And again, just some great moments. Again, iconic ending. So yeah, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest there. And I thought I would end the video with a bit of a fun adventure film, and a film that just still stands the test of time, still to this day, of course, and that is Raiders of the Lost Ark, the film that kick-started it all for the Indiana Jones film series. Now, I remembered in 2008 when this film was coming out, when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was coming out, sorry guys, in the year 2008, and yeah, I just remembered seeing like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull being advertised. I remember when I went to like say Cineworld in Bradford, I would see the huge poster of Indiana Jones on the poster there, and yeah, I was really curious to check this out, but I wanted to get a bit more of an understanding of Indiana Jones as a film series and as a leading character as well. Played, again, extraordinarily well by the wonderful Harrison Ford. And I remembered, I think they did this thing where it was either ITV or BBC One would broadcast a sort of like a film series of films, of course, in the lead up to the latest installment. And BBC One did this for like Indiana Jones. Now, I remembered when it was one Sunday, and I remembered it was kind of like, it was about, again, I think it was a bank holiday weekend, May 2008. And I remembered when I just remembered seeing in the TV guide, oh wow, this film Raiders of the Lost Ark is showing at like evening time, Sunday evening. And yeah, I remember when me and my parents and like as a family we were out that day, and I was like, yeah, we've got to definitely watch Raiders of the Lost Ark tonight. And yeah, that was the first time I ever watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, for the first time that very evening on BBC One. And yeah, again, I just remembered my eyes just being glued to the screen. Like, again, I remembered the synth Simpsons parodied the opening scene with the boulder, and yeah, just again, I was just absolutely I was just absolutely hooked from start to finish, and just a couple of absolute classic iconic scenes, where iconic fight scene by that plane, and also yeah, the scene with the snake pit, which was the stuff of nightmares, and yeah, being absolutely terrified of those snakes in those films. I was like, yeah, I think I remember hiding behind the pillow as well, and yeah, so the film kind of, yeah, really did its job there, I guess. But yeah, and it's just like, again, a great definition of like a fun adventure film. And I remembered, again, following Sunday, I think they were showing Temple of Doom, like that Sunday evening, and then the following Sunday they would show The Last Crusade, and yeah, and I remember us being sat down as a family watching the original Indiana Jones trilogy, just having such a fun time. And then obviously this was in the lead up towards and when me and my dad, one Saturday afternoon, we would go to Cineworld Bradford to see The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yeah, so also yeah, I just remembered, I think I remembered spotting the VHS trilogy as well in the charity shop, and my dad would kindly have bought the VHS trilogy as well, and then going on to owning them on like DVD, on like a kind of like individual like DVDs as well of each film. And yeah, it just, and then ever since, I just remembered to hold such good memory of these films. But also I remember last year when me and my friend Simon went to go and see Raiders of the Lost Ark on at Tyneside Cinema as well, and it was just absolutely marvellous to see like those classics have just got to be seen to be believed and treasured like on the big screen there. So yeah, but absolutely fantastic film. Yeah, I would say probably The Last Crusade is my favourite Indiana Jones film, which I know that is James JT at the movies' favourite film of all time. And what a great choice for favourite film ever as well, James. I've got to say, you are a man of great taste indeed. But yeah, that is the last one to talk about in this video. Raiders of the Lost Ark there. From, you know, just the magic of Steven Spielberg, and yeah, just a wonderful film, and of course one of the most iconic like leading protagonists put to film as well. And I think we also did like would watch this one at school as well. I think it was or I think it might have been at college. We watched this one before we like broke up for the holidays and stuff. So anyways guys, that has been 5 discoveries of 5 great movies in my opinion. And yeah guys, do let me know, have you seen any of these movies, and do you have any like fond memories of these films? And yeah, do, if you want to as well guys, feel free to share any films that you've got like great memories of. And yeah, it's been really fun making this video today, I've got to say. And also one more thing I forgot to mention as well about Kes as well. Like obviously I would go on to owning it on Blu-ray like I've done with these other films, but also as well I remembered when my first year of college, I read the book for the first time, A Kestrel for a Knave, by Barry Hines as well. And the book was so different to when I obviously knowing about the film for the longest time. And also I remembered we were on a plane to like Spain in October 2014, and that's when I remember being on the plane and finishing reading the book as well. So I thought I would just mention that as well before I've forgotten. So yeah guys, hope all is well, and thanks for like all of your continuous support on the channel, and I really do appreciate it. And I'll be back for more content soon, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend as well. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye, take care guys.